Welcome to the F Word, and if you're hungry, you've come to the right place.
I'm cooking for 60 diners in the F Word restaurant, but every recipe is something you can cook at home this weekend. They're simple, they're seasonal, and they're very, very tasty. On the menu tonight, for our main course, venison with chocolate sauce. Bambi's never tasted so good. I've got 2 new trainees to put through the meal. Can they stand the pressure?
1 minute,
Yeah,
chef.
make this one the best one, sweetheart, yes?
I will. Yes,
Otherwise,
chef.
you're taking an early shower.
Yes, chef.
And Giles Coren and I talk man to man.
I will admit, between you and I, yes, I do have a low sperm count. Okay, Sarge, ready?
Yep.
Yes, Neil, ready? Okay, let's go. First order. 6 covers table 15, 6 pasta, yes? 6 tagliatelle, 6 venison, 6 puddings.
Yes, chef.
Let's go. Russell, move your arse, yes?
Yes, chef.
This is not Blackpool Pier now, big boy. Let's go, yes?
Yes, chef.
After 6, 4 more.
Right.
Come on. And why is the water not boiling?
Just added it.
Turn up the heat.
Yep.
Put some tinfoil on top. Yeah, bring it to the ball rapidly.
Yes,
Let's
chef.
go. Our starter tonight is a very, very delicious tagliatelle of wild mushrooms. And wild mushrooms this time of year is absolutely perfect because it really is now mushroom season. Service, please. Now, what's the secret behind cooking mushrooms?
Cook the thicker ones first and the thinner ones later, so
But
that the ones that have too
more,
much water.
More importantly, let me just show you. Grab a handful of mushrooms. OK? Just a few of each mushroom. Watch the water that comes out. Yeah? It's just water.
We're using a mixture of wild mushrooms, including shiitake, squirrel, and trompette de mort. The reason wild mushrooms are great is they have a much more intense flavour.
OK, good. Hot pan.
I sauté the mushrooms with shallots in a very hot pan to get a really good flavour. I start off with oil because butter burns too easily. Once the mushrooms start to cook, a knob of butter finishes off the flavour beautifully.
My brigade this week are Angie. Great to have her back in the kitchen, especially being a woman. This week, Angie's joined by Neil, a wee Scot in the corner, but a big talent. And of course, I've got my right-hand man, Mark Sargent. My 2 commies this week are Stosey from Lancashire and Russell from Blackpool. On order, 4 covers table 12, 4 tagliatelle wild mushrooms, 4 venison, 4 rhubarb crumble.
Wait.
No answer, Stosey.
Wait.
We?
Yes, chef.
Yeah, come on, I want to hear you, please. Let's go now, Stosey. Pressure's on now, yes?
Yep.
Heat's turned up. Let's see if we can cut it. Turn that water down, because the pasta's going to overcook in literally seconds, yeah?
Yes, chef.
How long, Stosey?
1 minute,
Yeah,
chef.
make this one the best one, sweetheart, yes?
I will. Yes,
Otherwise,
chef.
you're taking an early shower.
Yes, chef.
Russell and Stosey are just 2 of over 1,000 people applied to work in the F Word kitchen. I put the best 100 through a weekend of tests and challenges to find the 12 who would make it to the restaurant.
That looks like it's just come out of a dishwasher.
Each week, 2 trainees compete head-to-head for a chance to win a job in one of my kitchens.
Stop what you're doing. Everybody, hello, stop what you're doing.
Each week, someone has to go home.
You're going home, and you'll stay.
Thank you.
You are staying. Clear down. Yes? Sweep the floor, but try to do it with some cling film over your mouth. Yeah?
Good, thank
you go.
I love you today.
Tonight in the kitchen, it's Stosey.
I think it tastes quite nice.
She's a chef of 14 years who's never worked as part of a team.
I love seeing customers or people that eat my food who seem to think it did the right thing, it hit the right spot.
And joining her is Russell, a catering student from Blackpool whose parents run a Chinese takeaway.
Good taste.
That is actually bloody delicious.
I've definitely got a lot to learn, and that's the whole reason why I've come to this competition, is because I want to learn from the best people.
You tasted it?
Yes, chef.
Yeah, and?
I think it's OK, chef.
Pasta's overcooked. Stop.
Right.
Taste it. If you don't know that now, you shouldn't
Right.
be in a kitchen. You know that.
Right, chef.
Pasta's like glue. It's
Right.
not even, it's got no bite to it. It's lost it's greasy, it's
Yes,
not
chef.
good. Start again.
Yeah.
Start again.
Take the mushrooms out. 4 more tagliatelle. Come on, Russell, please. The pasta goes in at the last minute. Even from
Yes,
the
chef.
heat of the mushrooms helps to cook the pasta even more.
Yes,
So it
chef.
should be dipped in there. Your hand should leave the basket, in, out, into the mushrooms.
Yes, chef.
I know not everyone has time, but pasta dough is really easy to make. Just combine flour, eggs and olive oil in a food processor. Remove and knead for about 2 to 3 minutes until the dough is smooth and elastic. Wrap in cling film and chill for at least half an hour.
The secret behind making good pasta is not allowing it to dry out, so you have to really move your arse. Right, Stosey and Russell, let's go. First thing we have is a nice floured table. Roll the pasta just to take a little bit of the sort of weight off the pasta machine. So we just get it a little bit thin, so it starts to go through the machine, OK? And let the machine do the work. Every time it goes through the machine, it goes down a number. Yeah? Now to cut it, fold it nice and neatly, but while we fold it, we just sprinkle it with flour. Here we go, up and round, and then from there, nice long length pasta. Look at where we are. You don't really want any longer than that because you've got to think of the customers pulling it from their bowl. So let's go there, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah? Tagliatelle, one piece through, back of the hand, in the machine. Yes? Up, and look, here it comes. It's almost like going to the hairdresser, isn't it? That nice fringe. Let those little bits dangle off, and then dry on to there, yes? There we go. Let's go. Nice. Very nice. The most important thing about the presentation with the tagliatelle of mushrooms is get your tongue and twist the tagliatelle round so it almost shapes a really nice ball in the centre of the plate. Then get your wonderful sautéed mushrooms, oozing of garlic and shallots, and just let them sort of fall on top of the tagliatelle. But the secret is to make sure the tagliatelle is not all broken up, just like that, nice and relaxed. Parmesan cheese on there, quickly.
Yes, chef.
Let's go, Stosey. Move over, that's it. No, there you go. Got to be on your toes in the kitchen, you know that?
Yes, chef.
Yeah, you're heavy-footed, like a little baby elephant running around. Clump, 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 clump. Go, table 2, please. Go, 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 go. 4 tagliatelle, how long? After that, 4 more tagliatelle away, please. Hello.
Hello.
How was the tagliatelle of wild mushrooms?
It's very nice. We put a bit of seasoning.
A little bit more seasoning.
Yeah, more seasoning.
I thought it tasted amazing. The pasta, the mushrooms, the garlic, the herbs, unbelievable. All so many tastes in one go. It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Very nice. I wouldn't attempt it myself, but it was very good.
Nothing was overpowering, but you could taste every individual ingredient. It was really beautiful.
Next on the menu, along with our main course of venison with chocolate sauce,
I poisoned my best friend.
the campaign continues to get women back in the kitchen.
Wait, tell the neighbours, the kitchen's been used!
And more fun down on my farm.
No more. We're going to start cooking now, guys, yes? Clean out that pan, yes? Welcome back to the F word, the food show that's good enough to eat. Next up is the roasted venison on a bed of creamy cabbage with a red wine sauce, finished with bitter chocolate. OK, Stosey, you understand what's going on, yes?
Chef, yeah.
Yeah, you got 4 in,
Yes.
plus 6 is 10.
Yes.
Now I want 5.
Yeah, I
One of
want
those
those.
5 is for the food critic. Good
Yes,
girl,
chef.
let's go. Get rid of the fat in there, please, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go, in the oven. Venison's not just for posh people like Giles. You can buy it in supermarkets, so go on, try it at home. A lot of people get a little bit worried about venison because they think it's sort of very gamey and very strong, but it's not.
Salt, pepper, hot pan, olive oil, seal, butter, baste, butter paper.
It protects the venison, keeps it really nice and moist. Nothing's drying out. They are the perfect chef's blanket.
Hot oven, 8 minutes. Red wine chocolate sauce. Pancetta, shallot, garlic.
Be quite generous with the black peppercorns because we need to weight the sauce up a bit.
Thyme, bay leaf. 350 ml red wine.
The red wine gives it body, texture, and a real nice depth of flavour.
Reduce. 350 mils brown chicken stock. Reduce.
God, they're beautiful.
Sieve.
Then a little dash of raspberry vinegar.
Dark chocolate.
Delicious sauce. Don't slice it too thin. Slightly pink in the centre.
Loin of venison with red wine chocolate sauce. Done.
The combination of chocolate and red wine may sound a little bit weird, but they really do go well together. And it's very rich, so you don't need a lot of it. When grating the chocolate into the sauce, whisk it in gently, but be sure not to boil the sauce. Otherwise, there's a possibility that it will curdle. If it does start to curdle, then change pans quickly into a cold pan to bring the sauce back together. OK, with the venison, we're going to serve a cream cabbage, yes?
Yes.
OK, so it's cabbage with celeriac, carrots, and pancetta. And the celeriac gives it a little bit of sort of, it makes it sort of taste almost like the garden. You know, it's a root vegetable, it's grown underneath, it doesn't see any sort of daylight, so it's all underground, so the flavour is extraordinary, yeah? OK?
The vegetables and pancetta need brisk frying for 4 to 5 minutes before adding the cream.
And we go around the outside of the pan, OK, all the way around. So by the time it hits the centre, yeah, it's all nice and thick. That is a dish on its own, let alone the venison to go on top. Into your bowl. Creamy winter cabbage with celeriac. OK? Good. OK, Angie, 6 venison here. Stosy, 6 on there, please, yes? After that, you follow by 4, yes? Sauce, please. That's nicely cooked there, Ange. Nice and pink. Sauce, please. Come on, Russell, automatic now. Come on. Think about it, come on. Go, please. That 6 you just sent there were the best. Come on, let's go. Yes? Did you enjoy your starter?
Wasn't bad, wasn't bad. It was lovely. Cold plates, though. Someone's got to be fired in there. If it cooled down a little bit, I like it piping hot would have been nicer, but yeah. So how's the campaign going to get women in the kitchen?
Campaign's going fantastically well.
Good, good.
To the extent that 2,000 women applied for my help, but there was one woman who stood out from the rest. She didn't even know where the kitchen was.
Kieran's a professional rugby player, so his diet is really important to how he plays and how he trains, and I don't really help him in that area at all.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you. One thing I hate the most, that's him having one over on me. And the cooking thing is the only thing he's got on me at the moment, so if I can match him in that area, we're going to be pretty equal.
Now you look immaculate, manicured and sort of almost like you've never broken sweat.
You're probably right.
The fingers are soft, nails are just immaculate. Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me, why can't you cook?
Everything seems to go wrong for me when I cook. I either undercook things, overcook things, get all the timings wrong. Just nothing ever seems to work out for me in the kitchen.
She's cooked 1 or 2 meals.
And worst disaster?
Worst disaster, putting one of her friends in hospital.
I poisoned my best friend.
You poisoned your mate?
I did, by giving her uncooked chicken, and she spent 2 days in hospital.
Oh, my goodness me.
So today, we've got all the rugby players coming around for lunch.
I'm trying to think of something that is simple,
Yeah.
sophisticated, and something that can sort of serve a large table.
Okay.
Yeah? And something that can help get your confidence going in the right direction. And it is just a good old-fashioned fish pie.
Oh, my God. I've never, ever touched raw fish.
There you go, nice handful of prawns. What do they feel like?
Disgusting!
God, dear, oh dear. See, what I'm trying to do is get you dirty.
I'm dirty enough.
Right, there you go. All I want you to do is just take the salmon, cut it in half, watch your fingers there,
Right.
into nice big long lines, and then from there, and that's a dice.
I hate it if Kieran's like better at something than I am. So,
That's quite healthy, the fact that it's competitive, you know that?
definitely. He would be so surprised if he came home from training and there was a stunning meal sitting on the table.
That's fish stock.
Right.
Really good, healthy fish stock.
Okay.
What does that need in there?
Salt.
Yeah, good. Let's put half of it in there. OK. Give it a little stir. Now, we don't want to stir it too much. What happens if we stir it rapidly? What happens to the fish?
The fish is just going to
Break up.
break and crumble.
Flippin' egg, you've just started to sweat. Hold it down and toss. That's it. There, good. Good. So now we've got two things going on at once.
Great.
Yeah, you're starting off the mushrooms, you're cooking off your fish.
Yep.
Flip, what's that?
Smoke alarm.
Smoke alarm. Has that ever gone off before?
No.
Flippin' heck, there's hallelujah. Wait, tell the neighbours, the kitchen's been used. The kitchen's been used. OK, great. Good. Try and get the salmon
Yeah.
throughout the dish so it's really nice and, look, there's nothing worse than having a pie that's missing filling. The nice thing about this, we don't need to season it. Why don't we season it?
Because we've seasoned it throughout.
Exactly. OK. The smell of that. You know, we haven't even finished cooking it yet.
It smells great.
A nice tip when you're not too sure is just dust your top.
Yeah.
Put that down. There's your mark. Yeah, it's almost like creating a little football pitch. Look, there you go. Now you know what size to roll to. And if you want the widths, one there, there you go. That's where you've got to stick with it. Bit further up, because you'll be short. There, right there. Good. Look at the colour of those fingernails.
Oh,
God.
what happened?
There's flour, there's salt, there's salmon, there's monkfish, there's cod, there's peas, there's onions, there's parsley, there's stock in there. OK, lights on, and hopefully they're going to rise. Just turn that up a little bit. They're here. When was the last time you had 10 big dudes like that sat at the table?
I've never had that many people sat around my table.
Be careful not to destroy the pastry.
OK.
I'll leave that one in there cooling down.
OK. Stacey's fish pie. This one's for you, Dawes.
Kieran, happy?
Very happy.
Stace, happy?
I'm really happy. Do you remember we said about the competitive streak earlier?
Yes.
I think I've matched him.
Highly competitive. Cheers. Wasps. I mean, sorry, no. Hi, guys. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Have you done anything?
I have. You have changed my life.
Oh, no. No. Oh, babe. Huh? What have you cooked?
I've cooked a roast dinner,
Serious?
chicken pie.
Chicken pie as well as a roast lunch?
Kira's pretty chuffed, to be honest.
Serious?
Yeah.
Good or...?
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. She now thinks the cooking's not just a household chore, it's kind of like she enjoys it, so happy all right.
Guys, it's really important, OK, that hopefully you'll go back to your kitchen, you go back to your kitchen, and you'll go back to yours and do some cooking, surely.
I was hoping you'd go and see my girl and give her a few lessons as well.
You want me to go around and see your lady and help her go...
Cooking.
I think you should do some cooking for her, no? Yes. You know, I'm really pleased the fact that you've got the confidence back, you're cooking, and you feel really comfortable with it. That's so important.
I'm just more confident in the kitchen.
That's great. When's the next England match coming up?
Got the first game against Australia, I think it is, so it's exciting times again.
So we stuffed them with the cricket. Please give it to them from behind again for the rugby, yes? And then after a successful match, round to Madam's here for chicken pie, fish pie, roast lunch.
I can do it all.
Good luck. Keep it up, please. Good to see you. Thanks for coming, guys. Good luck. Well done, Stace. Stace, keep it up.
Giles. Gordon, is it really true that 2,000 women responded to your campaign? I don't believe that.
Yes, it's true, but it's actually over 2,000, you know that. But what shocks me more is the 70 women that asked you out for a date.
They didn't?
Yeah, they were
Why
keen.
did they want to do that?
Yeah,
They got no pride? You clearly think they don't.
70 women.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Let me just introduce you to some. Put that in.
I don't know if I should do this.
Hi Giles, my name's Nikki. I'm 28 years old and a classical pianist. I'm looking for someone who's creative, with zest for life. If I could cook for you, it'd be roasted fillet of beef with porcini and loads of herbs wrapped in Parma ham. And we'd finish with a rich dark chocolate cake with raspberry coulis, fresh mint, and only one spoon because we'd be sharing.
Giles, my name's Sam. I'm 38. I'm a director of sales for a hotel consultancy
Mrs. Robinson.
company. and I'm looking for someone spontaneous and who doesn't take themselves too seriously, who hopefully shares my love of food.
No, they're not in public.
Hi, Giles. My name's Kit. I'm 57 years old.
No,
I'm
this is
a
embarrassing.
assistant. I'm looking for someone articulate, intelligent, and sexy.
This isn't what I signed up for. I thought it was a classy food show.
If I were to cook for you, it would probably be my very special smoked fish pie with a rich, creamy, buttery sauce.
There were only 3 of them, though, weren't there? Weren't 70. Can I see the other 67? Not that there was anything, because they were really lovely.
Now, you've clearly been a big hit with the women watching. Be sure your sperm count's up to it.
Are you taking the piss? Well, I wasn't sure, which is why I went to have it tested.
Chefs have a genuine reason to having a low sperm count.
Why? Are they...
Where you stand in the kitchen, you're very close to the stove, and the heat that's generated from the stove is not good for the old testes.
My word, it cooks them. So have you got a low sperm count?
I will admit, between you and I, yes, I do have a low sperm count.
He's got a low sperm count.
However...
He may have a lot of restaurants, but he got no sperm.
It's fired 3 times and worked 4.
This week I've been worrying about my sperm count. As everybody knows, sperm counts are down due to diet, due to environment, due to all sorts of things. Men are seeking fertility treatment more often than women. Men are in all sorts of trouble all over the Western world, emasculated, depressed, doomed. What can we do about it? As a food person, I want to know, can I change the way I eat to improve my sperm count and give me a better chance of creating future generations? To find this out, I'm going to go head-to-head in a challenge for manliness with Gordon. And Gordon is a hamster. Now, according to recent statistics, this hamster, on average, is likely to have a higher sperm count than me, pound for pound, or more likely ounce for ounce, or fluid ounce for fluid ounce. What I want to find out is if I change my diet radically, and Gordon is free to change his, can I boost my sperm count and beat him in a test of virility?
I think Giles has set himself an enormous task. Hamsters' testicles are about 1/4 of their body size, and they produce far more sperm than the average man these days. Men have, over the last 50 years, men's sperm count has dropped dramatically. So, for my money, I'm on the hamster.
Right, so it's the moment of truth now. It's the fertility clinic. I'm going to make my deposit, and then this specialist is going to tell me what lies in future for me. A sticky version of palm reading, basically. Right, thank you. Gosh, I do hope I can deliver under all this pressure. Am I doing it in the bog? This is terrible. Can't I go in the ladies? At the very least, the sort of frisson, the whiff of perfume in the air. Well, I don't really know what I was worrying about there. It's the old magic is still there.
Hi, Giles. I've got the results. 8 out of 10, but they could be 10 out of 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Count 64 million, so that is really, really good. In terms of motility, very, very good. Vitality, 73%.
That's like an egg, 73%, isn't it?
Now, the one area that is okay but not brilliant, which is borderline, is morphology. And what the morphology shows is the shape and the structure of the sperm, okay? And yours is 14, which is borderline, which means it's on the lower side.
Borderline?
Borderline.
That little hamster is not going to get the better of me. So next week I'm going to be in the studio with Zita, finding out what I can cook up to improve my sperm count. You will die childless, my friend. I will father generations.
That's more than I ever need to know about Giles Coren's tadpoles.
Welcome back to the F word.
Right, Stosey, 4 nice feathers and they were lovely, yeah? Beautifully cooked. To be a great commie in a brigade, not only do you have to be passionate, but you have to be willing to work harder than most people do in their entire lives. You understand what's going on, yes? You got 4 in,
Yes.
plus 6, then I want 5 more in. I sent Giles Coren, our resident slacker, to go and spend a day in one of my restaurants to see if he really does have a full day's work in him.
A working day for a commie here starts at 8 a.m. and ends at midnight. The starting salary is a magnificent $14,000 a year. Right, well, I've got to the Connaught. I'm going to go in and meet Angela Hartnett and the team and find out just what it takes to be a chef in a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. And for me, a complete first, I'm going in through the tradesman's entrance. Hello. So, how many are in today, then? Full?
Full for lunch, and we've got about 150 tonight. Right, that goes like that. You're not Gordon. I'm presuming as a restaurant critic, you know what this is.
I don't know, it's like a white radish or something.
So, well, it's basically the artichoke family, salsify. You're basically going to peel the whole lot down in lemon water.
This? All of
Yes,
them?
all of this. This is just one of about 20 jobs you've got today.
My doom in the shape of a shallot. Each week, Angela and her team chop 4,000 onions. They produce 15 gallons of soup and serve a total of 2,000 meals.
I feel joyous that Giles is in the kitchen because it's sort of a little revenge on critics. You know, they'll suddenly realise how hard it is and how tough it is, and they can sit up there and go, yeah, it's easy, they haven't done this, they haven't done that, but actually come in the kitchen and do it. You know, do a full day's graft, you know, with the pressures that you have to do day to day, and then tell me that we're not infallible, we're not the Pope, for crying out loud. Your next job is fish bones. Like
Really?
I said, it's all the
Fish bones?
You're going to
I have to say, these fish look the way that I feel.
get rid of all the gills and take out the gut.
The Connaught serves 500 portions of fish a week. That's 1,000 eyes some terrible bloodthirsty sod has to gouge out. This is so just. I'm never going to eat in a restaurant again. I'll be a film critic.
We basically put him on rolling croissants because if you can't manage fish, you should be able to manage that at least.
What does it mean to be working for such a high-profile chef?
You know, everybody wants to know what you're up to. Whenever you meet your friends, your family, they're talking about what's going on. Then I'll learn as much as I possibly can.
In order to, in the future, do what?
To have a nice little restaurant or country house, something like that in York.
I've been peeling onions now for what feels like days, and I got to tell you, it's not the hardest job I've ever had, but I'm losing the will to live.
Right, let's go, Giles. Wait, off. Come on, I've got 100 thingy to get for lunch and you're pissing around. Let's go, you. Move. You speed up a bit. You're in service now and you're basically in everyone's way. 2 duck, a lamb and a venison, yeah? After that, we come back to 29. Lamb de jour, cod and a monkfish, yeah? Drain off the fat, so basically go around there, get a chinois, drain it off. He's quite appalling. I think, you know, he's very slow, you know, he's not methodical, he doesn't work tidy, so you've got to be honest, really, you know. If he'd done a trial today, he wouldn't have got a job.
Blimey, it's daylight. Fair point, Gordon. It's hard work. I smell of onions and fat like an old hot dog. I wouldn't do it again in 1,000 lifetimes. It seems that the world is full of ambitious young boys and girls who think that working for you is a privilege, but I am not one of them.
OK. First of all, I can't believe you fell asleep in Angela's kitchen. Never seen that before in my life.
If a man needs a kip, a man needs a kip. In my life, when I want to sleep, when I'm tired, I go to sleep.
Not in a kitchen, Giles.
Well, I didn't ask to go in that stupid kitchen. It was your idea. You were trying to prove a point that I couldn't hack it. I had a kip, and I
wanted you to do a full day's work, that's all. Just get in there and sweat and graft and understand.
If I wanted to do a full day's work, I'd get a proper job, wouldn't I?
Serious? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it in a way. I tried to enjoy it. I tried to whistle while I worked, and Angela was going, "Who's whistling? Stop whistling." I mean, what kind of a workplace is that? It's like a prison.
So Stosey and Russell back there, OK, are busting their nuts on.
Yeah.
Do you understand exactly what they're going through now?
I certainly do. If one of them had learnt the principle of heating up a plate, it might have even been more.
Oh, you're never happy, are you? But I can make sure the plates are in the oven.
Yeah, back in the kitchen.
Oh.
Back in your box.
Right. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, how are we?
Good, thank you.
Yes?
Yeah.
How was your venison?
Really nice.
Yes, not too rich?
No, I've never had it before and it was really tasty.
And what do you think of the idea with the chocolate sauce and the venison?
Didn't taste like venison, did taste like game. It was very soft and subtle and it tasted very much like beef, but it was a lovely blend of flavours. It was strong enough, but not overpowering as you'd expect game to be, and it was lovely. Everything worked really, really well, and it was just done just perfect. It melted in the mouth. Loved it.
I've eaten venison before, but nothing that ever resembled this. And it's not just flattery because I'm being interviewed here. It really is. It was absolutely wonderful. Beautifully, I'd love to know how he done it.
Now it's time for pudding. Each week on the F Word, a guest tries to beat me with their recipe for a pudding.
Today it's Christopher Parker with his rhubarb crumble. If he beats me, his dish will be served to the F Word diners.
I think my rhubarb crumble will beat Gordon's because it's just going to be simple. It's going to be a nice traditional recipe that my nan's cooked for years, my mum's cooked for years, I've cooked for years, and I'm really good at. And people like that. People don't like stuff too fancy. We have a bit of custard on the top. Great.
Right, Christopher, how are you?
Very well.
Yes? Good. Now, what's the secret behind the crumble? You must have one ingredient up your sleeve that's going to sort of help make it taste better.
Demerara sugar to make it crunchy.
Yes.
Caster sugar to make it sweet. Chilled bowl.
Yep.
So that the butter doesn't melt too much.
OK. Very technical there with the old hands. You look a little bit like Gary Rose, that
Thanks.
orangutan. This is a very straightforward rhubarb crumble, except we're going to saute the rhubarb off in some fresh vanilla, finish with a little bit of butter, and then just slightly sprinkle it with sugar so it makes a bit of a caramel. And what are you putting on top of your crumble, Chris?
I think I'm going to go for an old favourite that everyone likes, custard. What are you putting on?
No, I'm just going to serve it with some mascarpone, lemon mascarpone.
Lemon mascarpone?
Yes, just something a little bit sort of, I suppose, not as rich as custard, but something a little bit lighter.
I don't think my nan's going to like yours, you know.
This crumble mix is actually quite interesting because we've got some hazelnuts in there, some oats, some flour, demerara sugar, and then just a very light sort of lemon zest in there, just to make it a little bit more vibrant, a little bit sort of easier to eat.
One of the tricks of my nan is to keep everything cold. So keep your fingertips cold before you knead the butter, and also the bowl has to be chilled. But then it can get moist, so if you wipe it with a tea towel, then it's not moist. Then the butter doesn't kind of go into a paste. You can still keep it into a crumble, because sometimes if things are warm, then it gets a bit too soppy.
This is a pickled ginger, and this ginger here is more associated when you're eating sushi, but it's actually quite sort of light in pickle, and it's got rid of that sort of rawness, and it's not so sweet. Chris?
Yeah?
It's burning.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get some more rhubarb, please? And Chris, something we always remember in a kitchen.
Yeah?
When it's brown, it's cooked. When it's black, it's...
The hobs are like industrial hobs. They're too hot.
Now it's the hob now, yeah? Nothing to do with Nana, nothing to do with your lack of concentration. Now it's the hob.
Well, it's your fault. You keep talking.
What was the food like in EastEnders in that cafe?
Oh, it's awful.
Was it really?
It was awful, yeah.
Who was the chef?
Well, the props guys used to cook the food.
Oh, really?
And to all their credit, they were quite good, but obviously, if they cooked it like half an hour before, it could be cold.
Yeah. I'm just going to put the final topping on top of the rhubarb. And it's actually quite interesting because the oats absorb more of the juice than it would be if it was just sort of flour and butter. And the butter gets it really nice and crispy, and the oats just start to absorb all that flavour from rhubarb. And how long for Nana's recipe?
Maybe about 10 minutes at the most.
10 minutes, OK.
Yeah.
Did you take this long learning your lines?
No.
No.
Look at that. Nice, homemade, normal rhubarb crumble.
Bring it over. I always like to compare them just before they go in the oven.
OK, well, let's put them together.
It's a bit of a chef's thing. Now.
Yours looks like birdseed.
OK.
Or cat litter.
Cat litter. Thank you.
I think mine looks nice, you know, old-fashioned.
You know that? You haven't tasted anything yet you're slagging it off. Chris.
Well, I know. But I think mine's going to taste better anyway, because yours got all odd ingredients in it.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go, big boy. Oh, good luck, by the way.
Can I have the top shelf?
You can have whatever shelf you wish. I'd like to wish you the best.
No, it's just a luck thing, and yours looks awful.
Hello, mate.
Hi, mate. How are the turkeys doing?
It's been a bloody tough week, you know that.
Is it? Poor fellows. They're not well. Gary, not well.
That abscess has grown.
It's not as easy to live the good life as I thought. We're fattening up 6 turkeys for Christmas dinner. But one of them, Gary, has got an abscess on his foot. Peter the vet has been giving him antibiotics.
OK, now, we've got to get this down his throat. The syringe has to go right down the back of his throat, there, and give it a squeeze. OK? There's his mouth, let him swallow. There's he swallowed. Do you see him swallow?
Oh, wow.
Good boy.
Oh, I can't believe my daughter's kissing Gary.
Joking aside, it's time for the kids to face a harsh reality.
If the medicine doesn't work, Gary is going to have to be put down.
While the children wait for news of Gary, they've been helping me in the garden. I'm growing fresh seasonal vegetables to go on the plate with the turkey. I'm determined my kids will grow up knowing where their food comes from, unlike 1 in 3 kids who don't even know what chips are made of.
What's that?
Beetroot. Beetroot. Leek. Black cabbage.
No, in Italian. No, cavernero.
Cavernero.
Right, let's start again then. Let's start again. What's this one?
Beetroot.
What's that one?
Leeks. Cavernero. Cavernero.
One more time.
Cavernero.
OK, this one.
Curly.
But the missus isn't as happy with the farm.
It's wet, it's muddy, the turkeys have begun to smell a bit, even though they're regularly cleaned out, and the kids just get caked in everything, and it's not great.
They're shitting everywhere. Garden's an absolute mess.
I have to say, I think the honeymoon period is over.
It stinks. How can I get rid of that smell?
probably what would be a good idea to try is if we spread straw on this area for now and keep it dry.
Yeah.
It'll enable the birds to walk about on dry ground.
What about put them out into the garden and let them spread their wings a bit?
I think it's much better that these birds are allowed out and give them some freedom, let them have a walk around.
Don't tell Mummy, OK, please?
Mummy saw!
Oh, no. I told you. So what's the latest on bird flu?
There are no directives from DEFRA, the people who organise all of this, at the moment, because we don't have bird flu here, so free-range birds are quite happy to be out. There's no problem there.
So you're more than confident that we'll still have free-range turkeys on the table on the 25th of December?
Yes, absolutely. There'll be free-range birds in the supermarkets for Christmas, unless the situation gets any worse.
That's good news.
Absolutely.
Right, come here. We're going to dry their pens out. We're going to scatter the pen, OK, with some straw. We'll get all the straw like this, yeah? Oh, come here. Listen. Megan, no. No more. I think they look happy, don't you?
Yeah, but my back's so no more locking them.
Your what?
My back's too itchy.
Your back. We shouldn't throw hay around everywhere. Come here.
You didn't throw hay on me.
I didn't throw it. It dropped on you.
No, you threw it on the...
Right, listen, just tell Mummy, OK? She slipped over in it. Don't tell Mummy.
No, I'm going to tell her that what really happened.
No, listen. Some sweeties?
Yeah!
Gary definitely seems to be more comfortable on the straw, and he's been on antibiotics for a week. So it's time for Peter to make a decision about whether he's going to pull through or will he have to be put down.
Hi, Gordon.
What do you say, Peter?
Hi.
Right, he's been on the painkillers. He's had antibiotics. He's clearly not eating. And it's Peter's decision, unfortunately, whether or not Gary stays with us, Jack, till Christmas, or we're going to have to put him down. So, Peter, what do you think?
Well, I've had a look at him today walking around, but I just want to have a look at his foot one more time.
Yeah.
If you remember, the base of his foot was quite swollen.
Yes.
And that's the important thing.
Oh, look.
And that's softened now. It's not as swollen at all. This joint is working quite well. And when I was watching him walking earlier, he was walking really well. So the good news is, I think he's made it. And I think we'll take him off the antibiotics, and hopefully we're there. OK?
Happy? Yes?
All right.
Gary's staying with us.
Yeah!
Gary's going to be with you for Christmas. You got a turkey for Christmas, yes?
Yeah!
Right, have a little taste of mine, yeah? Okay. And I'll have a little taste of yours. Because I'm dying to taste it, but do you know what? I'm going to taste it without the custard, Christopher. It's not bad.
OK.
2 out of 10.
Good luck.
Good luck, my man.
Yeah.
Yes?
It's time for our rhubarb crumbles to be judged, and it's my reputation on the line. So far, it's 1 win to the guest cook.
Oh, get out.
And 1 win to me.
Mum, I'd never have won had you not taught me properly, you know that?
But I should win hands down to this young upstart. We've chosen our judges from tonight's diners, and all that matters is taste.
Ow.
Nice bit of cinnamon in there, though, like that. That's good.
Don't know why. I think I can taste lemon juice, but
Really?
maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the combination, but
It's not quite tart enough.
This is your dish number 2.
this is totally the reverse.
It's not quite as sweet either.
It's got a nice little touch to it. It's got to be dessert number 2.
Number 2.
Dessert 2.
So I have to say the winner is this week.
Yes?
Well done, Gordon.
Yes!
What? Congratulations.
Well done.
I'm devastated.
No, don't be devastated.
3 out of 3. My nan's not going to be happy. I'm gutted. I didn't like his rhubarb crumble. It was all right, but it doesn't taste like rhubarb crumble. Mine tasted like good old-fashioned rhubarb crumble. I think those blind tasters, I don't think they were tasting it. I think they got them mixed up somehow. But what's even worse is that all 3 of them chose Gordon's and didn't choose, not even one of them like mine.
Next on the menu, it's a treat from Scotland.
It's like something out of an alien film.
And we find out which commie will be back and which one will be going home for good.
So the person I'd like to keep in the brigade of the F word. Time to find out what our guests thought of their pudding.
Delicious, really nice, fruity flavours, nutty top bit.
It was bitter.
It was gritty, nutty. I don't like nuts.
Perfect end to the 3-course meal. Delicious.
Now, you're a bit of a food connoisseur, right?
I pretend to be, yeah. Don't tell anyone I'm not.
You've sort of almost tasted everything on the planet.
Within reason?
Well, I actually think I've beaten you now.
No.
Yeah? I've tasted something you haven't tasted.
Can only be a vegetarian lasagna.
Not quite. Better than that. Gannet.
We're in a very remote and inhospitable part of the British Isles, right in the very northwest tip of Scotland, just above the Outer Hebrides, in search of something unique, a delicacy called gannet.
A seabird that's notoriously greedy, the gannet is actually a protected species. The islanders of Lewis are the only people in the UK who are allowed to kill and eat these birds. But they're under pressure from the animal rights lobby, and it's probably my last chance to taste this bird.
Mate, we're in search of a gannet.
Well, they're a delicacy.
What do they taste like?
Oh, amber nectar.
Amber nectar.
Salty duck. Fishy duck.
Fishy, salty duck.
Fishy, salty duck.
This is the rarest bird ever, and I haven't tasted one. And I've been cooking for 20 years, and I'm dying to get hold of this thing. There's got to be somewhere I can get hold of one.
Well, you're probably going to have to try Sweeney.
Hi, Gordon.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sweeney.
Sweeney?
I understand you're looking for some cougar.
It's illegal to buy or sell gannet, or googa as it's known locally. But Sweeney was born in Lewis, and he has offered me one of his birds from this year's cull.
Having eaten nearly everything there is to eat in this world, I've never, ever had the chance to come across this delicacy.
Well, I'll say to you now, it'll be an experience.
The islanders salt cure the gannet, which only adds to its overpowering smell. So Sweeney keeps his in the garage, not a good sign for something I'm about to eat.
God, the smell! What have you done to it?
That's just how it is.
Jesus Christ almighty. It's like something out of an alien film.
Tastes good, though.
Oh, God. Look at the fat on it.
Yeah.
And that's been in there for how long?
Less than 2 weeks.
Really? But what's in that liquid?
Just salt.
So it's almost like a brine?
Aye.
And this is the delicacy that I've travelled hundreds of miles
Aye.
across sea and land to look at this.
Worth your while, isn't it?
Oh, God's sake.
Sweeney's no cook, so he sends me off to find someone whose traditional gannet recipe has been handed down for generations.
Go find Marianne.
That's for you.
For me?
Because apparently you know exactly what to do.
So you're going to quarter it first?
Yes.
It doesn't look very appetising.
Traditionally, this was cooked as well, but I take this off.
The feet.
1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
And that's it?
You boil it for an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and a half.
No salt, no pepper?
No salt, no pepper, no nothing. Just pure unadulterated water.
Sneak a bay leaf in there or something. Put a sprig of thyme
not
in
a
there.
hope. Not a hope.
Not a hope.
The thought of somebody doing something like putting a wine sauce or something like that and think, oh my God, you know.
The cooking smell is rank.
Bloody hell. That's worse than rotten eggs, Dan.
No, it's not at all.
How long does that linger for? That, I mean, can you
To
tell?
tomorrow, anyway.
To tomorrow.
And let's see if this thing's cooked. There we are, it is.
Wow.
Now smell that.
It doesn't smell as strong now as it did when it first started
See?
cooking.
Told you.
Fascinating.
Yes, see that?
Having seen how it's cooked, I'm dreading eating it.
Waiting in anticipation.
That's incredible.
See?
It's so fishy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's a cross between a sort of tuna stroke mackerel and
venison.
and with a meaty flavour. God, it's quite refreshing. I didn't think it would be that tasty. You know that?
He told you. So there you go.
The meat is delicious. I'm not that keen on the fat.
No,
It's quite.
no, the fat's an acquired taste.
Yeah, that's quite sort of. I'd much prefer rendering it down and using it for heating my stove.
That's the fat, that's the meat. That's the meat.
I've asked Marianne to come to London to share her recipe with the F-word diners.
Let's take it to our food critic, see what he's got to say, yes? Here we go.
Now,
This is a rare delicacy, yeah? Have a wee bite of something historical. Now, don't move away like that. Taste it, come on.
It smells of pickled fish.
It's a very...
It tastes slightly of snake, doesn't it?
Snake? Taste a bit of this one here.
No, because that's a joke.
Listen,
What is that?
It's not a joke. For God's sake, man, stop being paranoid. Have a taste.
What is it?
The skin of the gannet. God almighty. It can't be worse than a raw kebab, for God's sake. That is a delicacy.
That's like sucking the pus out of a boil.
Come on. I'm so sorry about my friend being so rude.
I'm so sorry. I'm not a very sophisticated... It's better than the venison.
Jean-Baptiste, you're very cool and suave and sophisticated. Get your mouth around some gannet,
Go
young
on.
man. Yeah, get some decent...
Just a wee bit.
...bird inside you. And a bit of this one as well. No, you got to eat together.
You see,
no,
his whole thing is about being suave. Mine isn't, so he could be in trouble.
Yeah, it's called Brill cream. Come on. Did you take that out? No, open your hand up there. No, put it on the floor. No, that's terrible. You spat out a gannet.
It's awful.
You eat andouillette, the inside of intestines in your...
But andouillette tastes of poo, whereas this doesn't taste quite that nice.
Next week on The F Word, it's a delicious fillet of brill poached in red wine. And Penny Lancaster joins me for coffee.
How's Rod's sperm?
Well, as you can see, he's still got plenty of bullets in his rifle, as he puts it.
Thank you for joining me in the F Word restaurant. I hope you enjoyed the meal. If you'd like to come and eat here or join my campaign, then follow the F Word website. Thank you, good night, and see you next week. Welcome to the F Word. Now, if you're someone that cooks every night, or maybe someone that doesn't cook at all and wish they could, this is definitely the show for you.
On the menu tonight, for our main course, Brill in red wine served with mashed celeriac. Nigella the turkey has a weight problem.
We're all getting very concerned about Nigella. Is it normal for a bird to be so big?
And one of my trainees looks to France for inspiration.
Who?
Raymond Blanc.
I can't hear you.
I'm sure you can go.
What's his name? Jean-Baptiste, s'il vous plaît. Excellent, thank you. I'll order 5 covers table 2, 5 pigeon salad, 5 brill. Today's starter is a very rustic pigeon salad with a hazelnut vinaigrette, and it has to be the most perfect time of the year for a pigeon salad.
This is a fantastic mix of flavours with the gamey taste of pigeon, set off by the rich nuttiness of hazelnuts, the earthiness of the beetroot combined with the oak leaf lettuce.
Wakey, wakey now. Now it's, yes? Understand what you're doing. Don't panic, don't rush, yes? But get a grip. Now, you've probably never cooked with pigeon before, but it really is easy, very straightforward, so go on, have a go. Now, we're not cooking town pigeons from Trafalgar Square. These are actually wood pigeons that have led a much happier life and obviously eaten from all over the woodlands, making them a lot tastier bird. Now, the secret behind cooking the pigeon perfectly is you've only got to cook it between 4 and 5 minutes. Start off on the skin, colour it and turn it over, and then put your butter in. Helping us cook tonight are 2 commies. This week is Danny, he's a 21-year-old from Essex.
He's passionate about cooking and he's been working in kitchens for 6 years. He's a chef at a pub brasserie in Essex.
I just really want to better my career. I want to be successful in what I do. I don't want to work in a pub for the rest of my life. I want to work in London's top restaurant.
And Phil, he's 19 and he's from the Wirral.
And has just won Wirral Chef of the Year 2005. Is that a good thing? I'll find out tonight.
I want to be right up there at the top with the likes of Gordon Ramsay to work in Claridge's. Be massive.
I want Phil in there doing that now. I want Phil in there doing that now. I want Phil in there doing that now. That's 3 times. I'm not saying it again. Yeah? There you go. Control it. I want the oil nice and brown, not black, Phil. And don't be scared to take it off the heat when it's getting too hot, yes? Pigeon is a very lean meat, you know that? Very, very little fat in the centre, so be very careful, because if it's too hot, you're going to overcook it, yeah? It dries out instantly. Be very careful.
Phil and Danny are competing head-to-head, and at the end of the night, I'll decide who's staying and who's going home.
Now, to finish the top of the salad, we've got cloves of garlic that have been sliced very, very thin. But that's too strong for this salad, so we're going to fry it very, very quickly. Once they're cooked, drain them from the oil, and you've got these really nice, fine garlic chips. OK, start the plate up, yes? That's your bowl. Danny, that's your bowl. Start off with a nice little handful of nuts. Quick. Gently, gently. OK, beetroot on top. Some picked coriander leaves in there.
Coriander.
Some beans in there. Now, don't get your hands in there yet. Don't you dare get your hands in there yet. This is a salad that dresses itself. Rock salt. Just a touch in there, yes? OK, now watch. You get the bowl and you just roll it round. I don't want hands in there. Combine the salad, the beans, nuts, coriander. On. Let's go. Make sure it's evenly distributed. Yes? Good. Watch. You get the breast like that, and you just slice down, almost like you're slicing smoked salmon. Then you get your vinaigrette. You just glaze over whilst it's still nice and warm. Yeah? OK. Now, garlic chips. You take a little handful and you just scatter them around nicely. You don't throw them on there, you just scatter them around. The smell coming from that plate is phenomenal. You happy with that? Yeah? Good. Send it. 5 salad pigeon. Table 6, please. Beetroot, lots more hazelnut. Yeah? Don't skim. OK. How was the pigeon?
Lovely. A beautiful, fat, really happy bird. Nice wood pigeon, you know, not a nasty Trafalgar Square thing. Really happy with it. Salad, a little bit imbalanced, I thought, a little bit.
Ready?
Yeah, the beetroot I wouldn't walk a mile for, but
Ready?
That was great. And what about the turkeys? What about the Christmas dinner?
Yeah.
How's that coming along?
It started off as a really good idea, but
it looked lovely on what I saw.
But I didn't actually realise how much hard work was involved in sort of coming to terms with growing your own Christmas dinner.
The turkeys are at war, and poor old Gary is coming off worse.
Oh, do you know who pecks on him?
Go on.
Nigella.
Oh, she pecks on everybody.
She pecks on my bum.
I want to be sure the turkeys are really fattening up. Peter the vet has suggested that we weigh them each week.
Hi, Gordon.
What do you say, Peter?
What I brought along with me today is a spring balance.
Spring balance.
And a bag that we can put him in.
Almost like a fishnet.
That's right, yeah.
OK.
And this is a good way to remind the kids that the turkeys are livestock for the Christmas table and not pets.
2 handles on the side.
There we go.
There we go.
Anthony? No, he's on 5. Let's get Delia. 11 kilos. Ainsley is running at 6 kilos. Whoa, oh dear.
Nigella doesn't seem keen to reveal her weight.
Such a bitch. Come on. What's that? 12.5 kilo. 12.5 kilo. She is definitely the biggest bird, mate.
So Delia and Nigella are big birds. Jamie, Gary and Ainsley need to put on some muscle. And little Anthony is the runt of the bunch.
Go on, quick.
Next morning, we're out early to feed up those turkeys.
Are they in?
No.
Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, come on, darling. Let's go say good morning to the turkeys, yes? Yeah, let's go. Up, up. Quick.
Oh, Daddy, look. She broke it.
It seems that the perch couldn't take Nigella's weight.
Oh, no. Nigella, I can't believe she's broken the stand.
Naughty Nigella. Naughty. Naughty Nigella. Nigella scrapes Anthony's beak. Nigella's the troublemaker.
Nigella is the big troublemaker.
She's a very naughty troublemaker.
I'm worried about Nigella's aggressive behaviour, so I've brought in some expert help.
We're all getting very concerned about Nigella. She's over 12.5 kilo. Is it normal for a bird to be so big?
The fleshy parts develop much more. The crunkles down here, these are all the bobbly bits. This is the wattle. And he's just got a little beard here. See, that's just growing. It's like horsehair.
I can't believe Nigella's got a beard.
I think she's a man.
Really?
Yeah. She's not a Nigella, she's a Nigel.
And Nigella's not the only she, that's a he. The other turkey's caruncles and wattles are a dead giveaway, apparently.
So Nigella's a man, Ainsley and Anthony are girls. That means Delia, the big one next to... I mean, that clearly looks like a man.
I think it should be Dennis, actually.
It looks like Gary is a man.
Gary is a man.
Yeah, which is good news.
I think it's good news for Gary. Now, Jamie at the back is an interesting one. You sometimes get turkeys that look as though they could be either or. It sometimes does happen.
God. I'm sure whatever their sex, they'll taste delicious.
Now, good evening.
How are you?
Very well indeed, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, the pigeon was fantastic.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Lovely.
I'd never had pigeon before, and it was really tender and really, really nice. And all the flavours mixed together, the beetroot and the garlic and everything, it was lovely.
I imagined that it would taste like chicken, but in fact, it's a very meaty taste. It's very nice, a bit like beef, in fact.
I didn't actually realise you're such a foodie.
I love it. I really love food, absolutely.
Now, you're a bit of a ladies' man. Yeah? Yeah, as a romance. No, but I mean,
Okay.
would you prefer taking them out for dinner, or would you prefer cooking a romantic meal?
Oh, I think cooking a romantic meal is the best thing. I cooked some wild salmon recently. Wild salmon, and
Nice.
just very simple,
Yep.
just with some olive oil, lemon. Probably let it down by doing mashed potato, which is real boys' food, isn't it?
With wild salmon. Who was that for?
A friend.
Oh, Len, come on.
Nobody
Whisper in my
here.
ear, go on. What was her name? Damn, did she stay for breakfast? I'll see you later. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you. Ready, Phil?
Ready, go on.
Starter's gone? Yes?
Starter's
Every table
gone.
happy? Yeah. 4 Brill and 4 Brill. Let's go, yes? Welcome back to the F Word. Remember, everything I cook here, you can quite easily cook at home. Have a go. Wakey, wakey, please. Now, time for the main course, which is Brill poached and red wine served with crushed celeriac, finished with a touch of cream and roasted salsify. Tables going now, Mark? People don't actually think about cooking a white fish in a red wine, but it actually tastes amazing and it looks fantastic when you cut into it.
Brill.
Razor sharp knife.
Fillet.
Nice, long slices. That's the first one off. Up. Brill bones and turbot bones are the most sought after in any kitchen. That will make the most perfect fish stock.
Skin.
And just pull. This little bit here is called the skirt. That's lovely inside a fish pie. It really is delicious.
Season.
Both sides.
Red wine. Thyme, bay leaf, garlic, salt, pepper, and olive oil. Poach. The sauce. Shallots.
It's a bit of a sort of cook's thing, really, because onions are far too strong. A shallot is quite mellow.
Butter.
And get some real nice colour on there. I want this nice, real nut brown flavour on the shallots.
Sugar.
Really starts to caramelise those shallots. Beautiful shine on there.
Raspberry vinegar.
In. And it just sort of wakes everything up a little bit.
Add poaching wine. Reduce. 50 grams of butter.
Shake it into the sauce. Fish slice onto the plate.
Brill in red wine sauce. Done.
Now, when you're filleting a fish, use a very flexible, sharp knife because let the knife do the work. And a brill like this actually comes with its own instructions because all you have to do is follow the lines. So we start from the head and come in, cut round the head, and then just one clean sweep down that line and just go all the way down to the tail. And look what happens. The knife actually cuts away the fillet and then lay the fillet back on top of the brill and just follow the knife all the way through. That's the first fillet off, literally 2 sweeps. Every drawer should have these 4 very simple, straightforward knives. The filleting knife that does the work for you, that's a flexible blade that bends round the bone on the fish and doesn't allow it. Oh, me. OK, shit, I've just stabbed Danny. Have you got a plaster? Neil, I owe you a knife, OK? To go with the Brill, we're serving 2 vegetables you may not have cooked with before. Crushed celeriac, brought together with some cream, and then some roasted salsify.
Salsify tastes like a cross between artichoke and turnip. Don't overcook it, as it adds great texture to the dish. I add it to onions sautéed in oil. A knob of butter browns them nicely and finishes off the flavour.
Now, celeriac is a very versatile vegetable. Great as a puree, even great in soups, and you can actually eat it raw. OK, plates ready?
Plates ready.
In the restaurant tonight is Rachel Cook, a journalist who's passionate about good food.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello.
Good to see you. How was your pigeon?
It was delicious.
Yes?
Thank you.
It was a wood pigeon, yeah?
Yes,
Not a pigeon from
yes,
Trafalgar Square.
yeah. And so you must care about meat. I mean, where your meat comes from.
I've always cared, sort of, not just for my own personal benefit, but obviously for the customer benefit, the fact that we give them that level of security to make sure that transparency is there for them to understand.
Yeah.
So you've been looking into supermarket meats for us?
I have. I've been looking at sausages. I've been trying to look beyond the packaging to see what actually goes into the sausage.
In the UK, we spend over £500 million on sausages every year. But do you really know how much meat goes into your average economy banger? And do you know what else goes in there besides?
Does it taste meaty?
It does taste meaty.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks a bit bendy.
I'd say it's about 70%. 70% meat. That is actually an economy sausage from a supermarket, and it contains 32% meat.
I'm appalled that a sausage can have as little as 32% meat. The rest of it is mainly water and breadcrumbs, by the way. But more shocking still is what that 32% can be made up of.
When it says meat on a label for a product such as a sausage, it doesn't actually just mean lean meat. It means other things like fat, connective tissue. And connective tissue is things like skin, rind, gristle, tendon, sinew.
So over half the so-called meat content can be gristle and fat, and it's still allowed to be called meat on the label. It is safe and it is legal, but if I'm going to eat gristle and sinew, I want to know about it. And I think the current labelling system is misleading. Earlier this year, Gordon and his team of food technologists investigated the contents of economy sausages from the big 4 supermarkets to see how much so-called connective tissue they contained in total. The results are enlightening, if not surprising.
Our research showed that the connective tissue levels varied amongst the supermarkets. Morrison's had 7.5%, Asda 10%, Sainsbury's 22%, and Tesco 24% connective tissue.
So, according to tests carried out by Gordon earlier this year, the economy sausage being sold by Britain's biggest supermarket contains the most connective tissue. That's skin, rind, gristle, tendon and sinew to you and me. So how can you spot better quality sausages in the supermarket? Well, there's one very simple trick to remember when buying. If a packet of sausages is labelled simply sausages like these, the legal requirement is that they contain just 32% meat. If, on the other hand, the label says pork sausages, like these, the legal requirement is that they contain 42% meat. To demonstrate what all this means in practical terms, I went to visit top butchers Moan & Sons, winner of 12 awards at this year's National Sausage Competition. Show me what you put in one of your sausages.
Okay, this is the meat here. This is for an 80% meat content sausage.
And how many sausages would you be able to make out of that meat?
Approximately 120.
So, Richard, you're going to help me make a sausage that's just on the limit of the regulations. Now, I'm going to make 120 sausages. This is the meat for my sausages, but it doesn't look like meat at all. How much is that? What percentage?
This is a 32% meat content sausage.
It looks disgusting, though. What's all this stuff?
Well, this is connective tissue. You're allowed a quarter in your recipe.
Right.
And this is pork fat, and you're allowed 30%.
We've also got this. Is that going in the sausage too?
Yeah, that's the extra bits, so long as you declare it on your label, then that's fine.
So, going into the barely legal banger is 32% meat, which includes fat and gristle. Then extra fat and gristle, 3 kilos of rusk and some colouring and herbs. So here it is, The barely legal banger. Technically, it's a sausage. And under current labelling guidelines, it can be sold as a sausage.
I think the law should be looked into just to clarify what is actually called meat. In my mind, meat is really lean meat and fat. I wouldn't really call gristles and skin or connective tissues meat.
So how did our testers react when they found out exactly what we put in our barely legal banger?
It's repulsive. I mean, you can basically just get away with anything by putting meat down.
You would assume that if it says meat, you would hope it's the finest cuts of the best raised beef or pork.
Now I think I will go vegetarian.
Really? Oh my God, that's drastic. So when you're shopping for meat, always read the label, check the water content, check the percentage of meat included. But remember that with sausages, 55% of the meat can be made up of fat and gristle, and that's in addition to the fat and gristle that you'll find on the label. Secondly, if you're buying sausages, always look out for the ones that are labelled pork sausages rather than the ones that are just vaguely labelled sausages. They're more likely to have more meat in them.
So if you're not keen on connective tissue, you might want to think about which supermarket you buy your sausages from.
That looked extremely grim.
Yeah, quite grim.
What are your sort of main conclusions then after that?
I think there are two things. First thing is that the label may not tell you all there is to know, so read it carefully. And if you want less connective tissue in your economy sausage, then, well, I wouldn't go to Tesco or Sainsbury's.
Now we'll put a little bit of salsify on top of these last ones, yes? So lift up the brill, drain it. No, nice and gently. Lift it up, okay? And the curvy side sits up, okay? So it doesn't look upside down.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, good. Lift it up, drain off the red wine and sauce. Generous on the sauce, okay? Because all the sauce is the cooking liquor from the brill. Okay? So that's why. Okay, table mark, please. Good, very nice. Table 8. Gently, excuse me. Go, table 8. Good.
The main course was lovely. I really liked all the different flavours that were going on.
Well, I actually thought the fish was really succulent, and the sauce, it really complemented it well. It was quite spicy and quite tangy. It was really good. Not so sure what was underneath it. It was fine. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I think it really all went together quite well.
Okay, how was that?
It was fantastic. I love it. It's all kind of dark purple, then you cut in and it's white.
Bright, brilliant white.
And you have that smell of red wine and onion, so you think you're eating steak, and then it tastes like fish, and it reminds you how meaty the brill is. And it's slimming, yeah.
Now, for some bizarre reason, last week we actually started talking about your sperm count and my sperm count.
It's amazing. We must have run out of other things to talk about. It was because I discovered that sperm counts had dropped off over the last 50 years, you know, among males all over the world, and partly because of diet. And I thought I might find out what my sperm count was and see if I could do anything to improve it with what I eat.
I found out 8 years ago that I have a low sperm count, and last week Giles went to have his checked out too.
Well, I don't really know what I was worrying about there. It's the old magic is still there.
His count was fine, but the sperm was slightly misshapen.
Yours is 14, which is borderline.
In the last 50 years, toxins in the food chain have helped cause the average man's sperm count to plummet more than 50%. Misshapen or immobile sperm is increasingly common. Diet can play a major part in increasing men's fertility, and top sperm foods include nuts, red peppers, cabbage, fish and dairy.
Zita,
Yeah.
Is there a crisis with men's sperm?
There is. Male fertility is definitely on the decline, and I think that men are really neglected in this whole area.
And do you really believe that a diet can actually help increase the sort of the sperm, development, production?
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of things should they eat?
Well, the food we've got here, nuts and seeds are very, very important. Rich in selenium, rich in zinc. Oily fish, very important. Rich in omega-3, DHA, very important for the head and the tails of the sperm. And then fruit and vegetables, rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, to protect the sperm against damage from free radicals.
Is there something I can specifically eat to improve the shape of my sperm?
Yeah, I think that the food here would be very, very good, alongside drinking plenty of water, and lifestyle factors, and in your case, Giles, you know, a lot of alcohol.
If I haven't drunk lots of alcohol, how am I going to end up in a position to meet people and then probably...
You're clearly not listening to what Zita said. Stop drinking. Gordon. First of all, can I just say, I'm really pleased you're here. What exactly is the problem?
Yeah, well, I was told just coming up for 2 years ago that I had poor sperm motility. I produce sperm, but they don't go anywhere. And in that situation, there'd be no chance of having a baby naturally.
But is there any form of diet, Zita, that can actually turn Gordon's problem around and get them moving and working?
Well, I was talking to Gordon over dinner about his diet, and, you know, we've discovered that he wasn't eating breakfast, but also drinking a lot of fizzy drinks, which contain lots of preservatives and chemicals, which, you know, aren't good. Eating loads of crisps, and drinking plenty of water. I mean, you know, a lot of men don't drink enough water, and sperm need to swim at the end of the day. If you're not drinking the water, you're going to get dehydrated. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Cheryl, I've got a theory about this particular sort of low sperm count, because I actually believe, especially in the chef world, a lot has to do with the heat and being enclosed in those confined conditions under that amount of pressure. And when you look at the position of a stove in a kitchen, it really is on line with your scrotum. I've got my chefs to go and do a test, and the sort of results have been quite fascinating. Sarge, 2 seconds. So the sperm count, how were they?
Good sperm count, but just you know, not particularly you know, well in motion, and deformed heads, so like small narrow heads.
Really?
Yeah.
And Cheryl, is that to do with the heat, or is that you know, a common?
Well, these studies have shown that it can affect sperm, what we call sperm morphology, the shape of the sperm.
Right.
It can affect the shape, it can affect the motility, and it can affect the count as well. But obviously we'd have to do a study, a proper controlled study on chefs, and actually measure scrotal temperatures and these sorts of things to see whether in fact you are going to see an effect.
So there could be a possibility. I mean, on the back of the history with the firemen, the bakers, I mean, you know, chefs may suffer from that problem down the line. And personally, now I'm going to do a ring around and maybe come back to this topic.
Next on the menu, the pressure's on for my commies as they go head-to-head over pudding. Will it be Danny's pear crepes or Phil's chocolate fondant?
How dare you come to the F word? With all those French fighting right now, and you want to bring in a chocolate fondant.
And Giles Coren sinks to new depths. Squirrel for his supper.
That's the little front legs, all its little livers and kidneys, the heart and soul of the squirrel, mashed up, high-tasting, quite smelly, in a little pie cake.
Now it's dessert time, and this week we're going to turn up the heat on our commies with Danny and Phil cooking a dessert of their choice. Phil.
How are we, Gordon?
So what are we doing?
Doing a chocolate fondant, mate.
Yep. Between now and midnight, I want you to forget the word mate and just remember the word Gordon, because I'm not your mate. Where did the idea come from?
Raymond Blanc.
Who?
Raymond Blanc.
I can't hear you.
I'm sure you can go.
Has anyone heard of Raymond Blanc before? So,
it's based on that, but I use...
It's based on Raymond Blanc. How dare you come to the F word? With all those French fighting right now, and you want to bring in a chocolate fondant? Huh? Dear, oh dear. So you've got the egg yolks, lightly whisked, and what's in the egg white? You take to like a stiff peak, or...?
Yeah, also a soft peak.
Can you sit it on top of your head?
I could. Yeah, we're all right with that one.
That's a brave move there. We're all right there. Yeah, well done. And if they don't come out and they stick to the mould, you can blame the French. Is that right?
That's right, Gordon.
Fantastic. That's a brave move there, you know that. So, Phil's choice is the chocolate fondant, which is a very, very brave choice because they're so difficult to get right. And you never know when they're perfect, and just until you're about to serve them. So when we cook them in the restaurant, we always cook two, just in case one's about to collapse or somewhat dry in the middle. Can never happen in a restaurant. Now, Danny's playing it really safe. He's just making a very straightforward, plain Jane pancake. But I have to say, I admire his balls to keep it so simple. What's inside the pancake?
Inside the pancake is going to be vanilla poached pear. On top of the pancake is going to be just like a dark chocolate sauce.
So what you put in there?
What have I put in there?
Yeah.
Sugar, 1 cup, 2 vanilla pods, fresh.
Yeah. Can I suggest you turn it down a little bit?
Turn
when
it
the
down.
poached pear is poached, not rapidly boiling, yeah? Still can't believe you come in here with a Frenchman's recipe. Dear, oh dear. Let's hope that works.
Especially for you, Gordon.
Especially for me.
Especially
you know I love
you.
the French. Hello. Good to see you. Well, you're looking absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
You've been getting bigger.
I know.
Whilst you go through all the motions, has he been cooking for you? Surely Rod can cook. I mean, he's a man of the world.
He can. He does do a good egg.
And do you have a sweet tooth? I mean, do you like sort of chocolate fondant?
That is my biggest downfall, is chocolate.
Does he ever take pudding to bed?
Not pudding to bed, no. I think it doesn't like, crumbs and things. It's been messy. But just the last few weeks, I've been having warm milk.
He said a couple of weeks ago to me personally, he's actually going to be in the birthing pool.
We won't be bathing. Hopefully he'll bathe before he gets in the birthing pool.
Flippin' heck. What's that going to be like?
It's like a large jacuzzi.
Nice.
And it's quite hot, yeah. And I believe that the water will be sort of up to about here.
Mm-hmm. You're both going to be naked, right? He's going to be...
Well, no, I think he's going to wear a pair of trunks.
Speedos.
Yeah.
Good. Now, it's been a bit of a manic week, this end, because there's been a debate about sperm. How's Rod's sperm?
Well, as you can see, he's still got plenty of bullets in his rifle, as he puts it.
All those years of tight trousers and bloody leather trousers with no pants, so how does it become so immaculate?
When we visited the doctor last September, when we were planning to have children, he did say because of both of our ages that it could take some time. And we were like, OK, well, are there any particular things we can do to help?
Loose pants.
So he was very good. He had showers only, no bath, no bubble bath. And the loose pants. We had to go out and search for these, the boxers and things.
Really?
No, we did actually freeze his sperm in case there were going to be problems.
Oh, OK.
Yeah?
Later on, yeah, of course.
We were at home. We didn't do it in the hospital.
Ice cube,
it was
no.
at home. And then I rushed down in the Ferrari with my handbag with the little vial next to it. I felt like I was...
Frozen sperm. Have you any idea how expensive that ice cube could be?
I know.
Good to see you, babe.
Lovely. Thank you for
Likewise.
inviting me.
Take care, then. Good to see you. Thank you.
It's the moment of truth for the two commies and their puddings.
They're both very different desserts, and they're going to be judged by, the Women's Institute of Fulham. Jean-Baptiste, go with the pancake, please. I'll take the chocolate fondant. Let's go. OK, ladies. That is chocolate fondant.
Oh, that looks good. Very soft and just sort of falls away, which is good, but it's not dry and crumbly. So I think that gives them a thumbs up.
I like the fact it's not that sweet. It's very, very nice. It's actually not very heavy. It's
not,
nice and light.
I'm fascinated on the whole sort of Women's Institute becoming a younger, vibrant, sexier sort of group. What the going on?
Well, I think there's a resurgence. Just like knitting's becoming cool, the WI's coming cool because we're much more younger, and I think we're coming back to what, being practical is sexy again.
But you don't look like a lady from the WI, for goodness sake.
Well, that's good that we're flying the flag. It's all changing. It's all changing.
Dear. Second dessert, a very simple poached pear in a warm pancake.
The presentation looks really good. The pears, they're not crunchy at all, so that's nice. And yet they're not sloppy. So they're just the right texture.
And the chocolate's nice with it as well. Keep going, oh, this is really nice, and the pancake is really lovely.
So, like a vote, chocolate fondant or crepe?
I think the crepe, which surprises me because normally I'm a chocolate freak and I would absolutely love it, but actually the pears were superb and I really enjoyed the crepe.
Crepe. It would be crepe. Definitely the crepe.
Definitely the crepe.
Definitely the crepe. The crepe, and I don't even like pears.
It's going to be 5 out of 5.
Crepe. 0, dear.
Definitely, it's the crepe.
Nigella or Delia?
Nigella.
Oh, yes! Meat or fish?
Meat. I'll get fish.
And finally, just before I go, me or Jamie?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah! Ladies, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Whew. Well, that was a lovely bunch of WI members from Fulham. Amazing ladies. Very constructive, very critical. The winning dessert, the dessert that the diners are going to be eating tonight is the pancake.
Yeah.
Well done. Now,
thank you.
You haven't won the overall thing, however, you're definitely going to be serving your dessert tonight. And knowing you, you're going to take it on the chin like a man and really help this man with the dessert.
Definitely.
Right, ladies, I need some help in the kitchen, yeah? You're all experts, right? Yeah? OK, let's go. No, not washing up. A little bit more exciting than that, you know that? Yeah? I want some real WI pancakes. Go, table 8. Go, you got 2 more to come. I need 2 more pancakes, followed by 4 more, ladies, yes? Did you toss perfectly?
Perfectly.
Do it again for me, show me. So, yeah, you can, it's fantastic. Now I need 5 more portions, ladies. Table 8, So how does that feel, having the whole dining room eating your dessert?
Yeah, it feels good.
You weren't confident at all?
No.
It's quite amazing what's just happened. You've just served 60 customers with your dessert.
And it shows how the simple tactic pulled off.
Excuse me. So for God's sake.
I hear that people are still talking about your Get Women Back in the Kitchen campaign.
It seems to have hit a real nerve, and do you know what? Some are really happy and some people are really unhappy. But the most important thing, they're actually talking about it.
I'd rather have a career than cook, to be honest. I think it's nice for a woman to be able to cook a really nice meal for a man to come home to at the end of the day.
I think Gordon should sod off for saying that. It's shared responsibility, busy lifestyles, everybody's responsibility to do the cooking in a household.
Women or men, it doesn't matter who it is, really. People should be cooking. I think cooking is very good. It's very therapeutic.
How many women know how to gut a chicken? My grandma could do it, and I'd sit and watch her.
Well, why should you have to cook when you could buy it already cooked for you?
How many women know how to make the money go further by making homemade cakes, rissoles, whatever? That is a lost art.
Oh, I think he's absolutely right. I mean, my wife, she wouldn't know what to do with a meal. Everything's just frozen from the freezer into the microwave.
I'm still receiving lots of requests from women all over the country, and this time I went to Cheshire to help 2 Bridget Joneses.
I'm Georgina, and this is my friend Naomi, who's also my flatmate. I feel the fact that I can't cook is really a social embarrassment now.
We've got a lovely clean cooker and oven, lovely and clean because it doesn't get used.
Well, there isn't much cooking done in our kitchen, but we are very well stocked with cocktail glasses, cocktail shakers.
A blender for daiquiris, cocktail cupboard.
I want Gordon Ramsay to teach me how to make a meal to impress a man. We're going to get 2 men round, we're going to cook them some food, and we're going to make sure that they are impressed with our food.
Why can't you cook?
The reason I'm so bad at cooking is because I had such a bad experience at school. I had a cookery teacher who was mean and she picked on me. Every time I made something, it was wrong, and she's put me off for life.
You're both single?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you look for in a man?
I like a nice, tall, blonde, hunky Viking type.
Right, OK, that's... rough and ready and wrinkled.
This is the cocktail cupboard.
Bloody hell. How many cocktail shakers have you got?
3.
What is that?
I'll give you an
It's like something you
example.
stick on the end of your boobs. You stick that on the end of a glass. The place is more set out like a cocktail bar as opposed to a kitchen.
Yes.
So, all jokes apart, very serious, yeah?
Yes.
It's not good for me to do this because you're going to be cooking it, OK? But if I was coming around here tonight for a date, I'd expect a good old-fashioned steak and chips. I want you to make the sauce for the steak.
OK.
Butter, egg yolks and tarragon. You with the chips, pan of water on, bring up to the boil, potatoes, part cooked, taken out of the water, cut into quarters, on a tray, rosemary, little garlic, olive oil, and they go in the oven as the guys arrive. OK, shall we get cracking?
I know how to do it. I know you're supposed to do that.
The key to a perfect bone egg sauce is to beat it well.
And you just trickle the butter in there like that. And again, don't stop. Tarragon in. Get your fingers in there. Good, there you go. Good. What's the most important thing about cooking a steak? Guessing what on it? Colour. Right, salt, pepper. OK. And you always season the steak 2 minutes before it goes in the pan. In. No, I told you not to throw it in there. Because you're splashing it. Right. Now, we're getting colour on it.
Right,
When we come to turn it, over and in. Half of that butter in, please. Half, that's it. Now the butter doesn't burn now. If we put the butter in first, it will burn, so the steak gets black. Touch it. Good, touch. Right, concentrate. Really concentrate, that's rare. There's no bounce back, there's no bounce. Look, back into the pan. I'm going to take it to medium. Just put your fingers on top there and touch that. And notice there's some spring. It's coming back at you now. It's bouncing back up. It's no longer rare in the centre. Right, so that is medium. That's a beautiful medium. Now we're going to take it to medium well done. And this is how my young cooks start learning how to cook steak perfectly. They close their eyes and they guess how that steak's cooked. Close your eyes.
By touching.
Drain off the potatoes. Yeah. Have we got some olive oil?
Yes.
Yeah. Cut the potatoes in half again, and then we'll do each quarter in half again.
So we've got the meal sorted out. Now we just need some men to eat it.
cooking with two ladies tonight, actually teaching them how to cook.
Yep.
OK, problem is, they got no fellas. Fancy dinner tonight with two beautiful girls.
I've got a girlfriend.
You've got a girlfriend? Damn. What about you?
Same. Girlfriend, I'm afraid.
My girlfriend had cut my balls off, like, so... Sorry, mate.
OK. It's Liverpool, Chelsea. Are there any single men in Winslow? Wow, wow, wow. Christ almighty. That's not bad.
Scrub up well.
You scrub up very well.
5 minutes.
Right, you ready?
My big cress.
Bought flowers?
Indeed, yeah.
Lovely, come through.
Fold it down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, no, I think that's how I like it. Is it?
Good, lovely colour.
Yeah.
That looks nice.
Let's stick the salad on the side.
That looks nice. Steak and chips, rocket parmesan salad, fresh lemon juice in there, nice. Béarnaise sauce on the side. Go for it.
Voila. Bon appetit.
That is absolutely spot on, bro, that. We'll see if it makes the taste great. Hang on. 10 out of 10.
OK. So far, so good?
It's great. Well done. And just a personal message, less cocktails, more cooking.
Good night, guys. Have a nice evening, and I'll let myself out.
Okay.
Yes.
Right,
Good night. Bye-bye.
Oh, I need a steak now.
Right, Naomi and Georgina, good to see you. Please tell me, you've done some cooking since I've gone.
We have.
We've done the duplicate meal, actually, haven't we?
Yeah.
How were the chips done?
Oh, they were better, weren't they?
They were better.
Unfortunately.
better.
Fantastic.
Afraid to say nicer than the ones we made with you.
That's
not
even
your
better.
chips. Yeah.
Did you cop off? Did it work? Did they stay?
No.
But nice company. Had a good night. Good night. No romance, but
Dating?
good night.
Dating?
No, but willing, open to offers.
Open to offers. There is a singleton here this evening. He's a restaurant critic. I don't know if you like sort of critics.
Oh, we met him.
Yeah, what do you think? What does that
He
mean?
lives in London.
So?
Too far away.
He's not a Viking, Gordon. He's not a
OK,
Viking.
I've got to go now. Right, hey, get in that kitchen. Stay in there, yes? And stay away from the daiquiris. Right, flipping heck. It's been big news in my kitchen, and how's your sperm count?
My sperm count's OK as far as I know, and I actually had I had a bit of trouble down there.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had an operation. I had a little kind of cyst that I
on your bollock.
On my bollock, I had a cyst, and as it happened, it was benign. But I'm quite happy to talk about it
I'm really sorry
because we should talk about these things, shouldn't we?
It's really weird because over the last sort of 5 or 6 years, it's been brought to my attention by my GP that I had a very low sperm count.
Because of being in a kitchen, and the heat in the kitchen.
When you look at the sort of high level of the stove nowadays...
Maybe the same thing for me, but by doing game shows, by resting against that lectern.
Yeah, perched on there. Family sperm tunes.
Family sperm tunes.
It's all clear down there now.
It's all good, yeah.
Good.
It's all absolutely good.
I'm so glad the sister's gone.
What?
The cyst?
The sister, I thought, hello.
Sister, let's keep up the cooking.
Cheers, mate.
Next on the menu, Giles spreads the word about an up-and-coming delicacy.
Come on, people. Squirrel, lovely squirrel, fresh squirrel. It's squirrel.
Oh, no.
Oh, you wouldn't kill your cat, would you?
If it was tasty, I might.
And we find out who's staying and who's going home.
The person that I'd like to stay in the F-word kitchen. Welcome back to the F-word, the food show that's good enough to eat. So rumour has it you've actually found a good possible source of cheap meat.
It's better than cheap meat. I found free meat. It's all around us. I've been eating squirrels.
Squirrel, for goodness sake, they're not edible.
They're delicious.
Yes, he looks all lovely and fluffy and sweet, but he's not. He's a monster. In my local park, he strips the bark from the trees. In the countryside, he eats the eggs of songbirds. In my garden, he digs holes to hide his stupid acorns for the winter. And worst of all, he has terrorised our native red squirrel, little squirrel nutkin, into near extinction. I hate grey squirrels.
With greys outnumbering reds by 66-1, conservationists last week announced plans to eradicate all grey squirrels in the vicinity of 16 newly designated red squirrel reserves. And later this month, the government plans to publish a policy paper on grey squirrels which may well include a new form of squirrel contraception.
That's one way of looking at the grey squirrel problem, but I've got a better solution. We could eat them. It may sound a bit disgusting if you've never had squirrel before, but I have, and it's delicious. Or at the very least, it is reasonably edible. And as there's only 2.5 million of them in Britain, it wouldn't take that many of us to roast one up for Sunday lunch this weekend to completely eradicate the grey squirrel by the middle of next week and create a lovely environment for our little friends Squirrel Nutkin to make a peaceful return to Britain.
I want to prove just how tasty squirrels are when expertly cooked, so I'm off to the Butler's Wharf Chop House in London, one of the few restaurants that has actually featured squirrel on its menu.
And how do you cook a squirrel?
Squirrels are quite small, so we're going to have to make sure we use a whole animal, so I'll butcher one down now for you.
I can see you're taking off the legs here. Yeah? Here we have the thigh of the squirrel, which is from all that jumping around in the trees and, you know, springing around. That's probably got the most meat on it.
Yeah, we're going to have to braise the legs because, like you said, they've been jumping around in the trees, so these legs have done a lot of work. So here we've got the saddle with the 2 loins and the fillets ready to be wrapped in bacon and roasted off.
Lovely, tasty, just like eating normal food, marvellous.
Got the 2 hind legs, which we're going to braise off, serve as they are, nice and meaty.
Just like having like a confit duck leg in a rubbish high street cafe.
And we've got the front legs, the bellies, the kidneys and the livers, which are all going to be made into our nice little puff pastry
that, you see, is the challenging part. That's all the little bits. That's the little front legs, all the little livers and kidneys, the heart and soul of the squirrel, mashed up, high-tasting, quite smelly, in a little pie case. It's the kind of thing I like, not for the faint-hearted.
Squirrel meat is very lean. It's low in fat and high in protein, so Craig's wrapping it in bacon to stop it drying out.
Right, well, just while I'm waiting for my squirrel, the sommelier's recommended a Côte de Rhône, nice and fruity, quite spicy, Syrah Grenache blend, very drinkable, and will go nicely, he reckons, with something as gamey as an English squirrel.
Charles, here's your squirrel. Hope you enjoy.
Yabba dabba do. Look at that. Little thighs for jumping from branch to branch. Mmm, tasty. Oh, that was wonderful. That is the taste of squirrel. Really taste of English woodland, oak trees, and very easy to eat. Delicious.
Well, I've got some more cooked squirrel, and now all I need to do is convince everybody else to eat it.
Fresh squirrel.
Looks like chicken.
Of course.
But it tastes a bit like a cross between pork and chicken.
It's not a heavy taste, it's very light. I wouldn't have thought a squirrel would have even looked like that once it was cooked, let alone taste like that.
Do you think you'll be having it again?
It was all right. It wasn't too bad. Bit, you know, nutty, maybe.
Damn, it's like chicken. It's a little bit gamier. Quite a little bit greasy, but in a good way. And that's not pubic hair, is it?
No, that's squirrel hair. Squirrels don't have pubic hair. It's squirrel.
Oh, no. No, you wouldn't kill your cat, would you?
But if it was tasty, I might. I don't know. You think it'll catch on?
Could do. Probably not. It tastes really good. It tastes kind of similar to...
Don't say it tastes similar to chicken. Come on.
It's kind of quail, I thought, when I ate it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well,
Can you imagine buying squirrel and cooking it yourself at home?
I can. I think it's good.
So there you go. People are really pretty happy to eat squirrel, and so they should be. It's a tasty and nutritious way to get rid of the evil grey and make an environment fit for Squirrel Nutkin to return in triumph. So the next time you're in your local park and you see one of the little critters running around, don't think, ooh, little furry friend. Think lunch.
So, will you be eating them again?
Yeah, they tasted all right, and if I can get rid of them from my garden, then I reckon 2 birds with 1 stone, 2 squirrels with 1 stone, definitely.
So is it legal?
It is legal. If they're causing damage, if you have permission from the landowner, or you are the landowner, it is permissible to shoot them and kill them. You have to, like all animals in Britain, they're protected from cruelty, like any wildlife, so you have to do it cleanly. You can't go around maiming squirrels for fun. But yeah, absolutely legal.
Next week on The F Word, I cook my favourite chicken with a morel sauce, and Jonathan Ross is in the kitchen.
Look at that, he's waving, he wants to be free. I can't eat. I've decided I'm going vegetarian, Gordon.
Thanks for watching. If you are hungry, do not eat a microwave meal. Click on the F Word website and get cooking. See you next week at 8 p.m. Stosey and Russell.
Yep.
If you had to mark yourself out of 10, what would you give yourself?
About 4 or 5, to be honest.
4 or 5. Stosey, if you had to mark yourself out of 10, what would you give yourself?
4 or 5, pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the person I'd like to keep in the brigade is Russell. Stosey, you're going home, but you did very well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was all very exciting, so I've take that back with me.
She's good. It's just, I'm just speechless, really. I'm very, very happy. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight.
You both can't stay. One of you got to go.
Yeah.
The person that I'd like to stay in the F-word kitchen is Danny.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Deserved it, mate.
Thank you.
And you stay focused.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I'm not disappointed. I've had a great time, massive experience. Keep my head up and just keep going.
Yeah, just really happy, just really high, right up there on the ceiling.